What is up, Pokepeeps and Masters? It is Russ here, PokeRuss here, and we are back for another Dragon Ball Super App video and another Deck Tech. So Deck Tech is a series where I go over a deck that either I've created, one of my friends has created, or one of the decks you guys submit over in the description box down below. There's a couple ways you can submit a deck, so check those out if you're interested in submitting a deck and seeing it profiled on the channel. But this deck is a brand new deck from the brand new set Destroyer Kings. We popped open a box of it earlier this week on the channel, so if you want to go check that out, link will be in the description box down below, and there'll probably be a card right there sometime in the next couple seconds, if not now. But we got a brand new deck from the brand new set, and I'm excited. This deck is super fun to play. I actually didn't... There was a small weakness in the deck that I didn't actually get into till... Like, I actually didn't get into in playtesting, but I'm like, oh, I should probably have an out for this. And I don't know how I didn't think of it while I was deck building, because how much have I talked about it on my channel, but the deck is a little weak to BR Goku, but we do have some outs in the deck, so let's check it out. First, we have our brand new leader. We haven't gone over this leader yet, so let's go over it together. It is Son Goku. If there's a skillless battle card in your drop area, this card's activate its awakened skill at 6. Once per turn, choose one 4-star ball in your hand and reveal it. Draw one card, and this card gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So it's one of those Leos that's a 15,000 power or 15,000 power on its front side, which is super nice. And at 4 or less, you can draw one card, flip one energy, and switch this card. Oh, switch it to active mode, and then flip this card over. Boom. Bonds of Friendship, Son Goku. Look at that foil. I collect foil leaders. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you've been part of my channel for any time, you know that I collect foil leaders, and I got a large handful of them on pre-release weekend. But activate main once per turn. Choose one 4-star ball in your hand, reveal it, draw 2 cards, then choose one card from your hand and place in the drop area. Once per turn, when you combo with a skillless battle card, this card gains plus 5,000 for the duration of the turn. So pretty awesome. It's a draw 2 leader, but you have to discard 1. It has a lot of like filtering, but super nice. Like, it's such a great card. So, with this, we're talking about a skillless deck. Now, it's not all skillless, but I've been waiting for like this style of deck to come out. I actually didn't think it was going to be Dragon Ball, which I really do like the thematicness of Dragon Ball, because you know, Dragon Ball compared to it like Z, GT, like Super, all that kind of stuff. I mean, they're pretty skillless in comparison to what they are now. So it makes sense, but I really did like the Japanese card game, which is a different card game in general, but the skillless leader was Trunks, and you know how much I love Trunks, obviously. But this Son Goku, pretty awesome, right? Okay, so how are we working this deck? We have 2, 3, 4 copies of 4-star ball. I actually initially had this at 5 because you can run up to 7 of it, right? Because it does have that Dragon Ball ability. But this is one of the few Dragon Balls that you can run outside of a Shenron deck, and it's a Dragon Ball that doesn't draw you a card, which is super interesting. Choose up to one of your battle cards or leader cards, and it gets plus 5,000 for the duration of the turn. So it's an activate battle. And if it's a skillless battle card, it gets an additional 5,000 power. So if you use this on a skillless card, it gains plus 10,000, which makes it an extra super combo for all your skillless cards. And if it's just for your leader or regular battle card, it's plus 5,000. So it's like a regular combo piece. So it's super nice, and all you have to do is reveal this each turn to get a draw. You reveal it, get a draw, or a double draw on its awakened side and all that kind of stuff. So we're only running 4 copies. We were running 5, but I dropped it down to 4 because we didn't really need 5. Because we have these 4, and then we're also running 4 of the brand new super rare Goku. So this is actually basically an extra Dragon Ball consistently. So you're basically running out of the gate 8 Dragon Balls. 8 4-star balls, because when you play this card, activate main once per turn, choose up to one 4-star ball in your deck or drop area, and add to your hand. If you look through your deck, shuffle your deck afterwards, right? Once per turn, pay 2 if your leader card is black, which our Goku is. Choose up to one skillless battle card with energy cost of 3 or less from your drop area or deck and play it, then shuffle your deck if you look through it afterwards. So for 2 you can special summon a 3 cost or a 2 cost vanilla card. Pretty awesome, pretty nice, and it's a little Goku card. And again, every turn, once per turn, you get to search out one of these guys from the deck or drop area. So you can combo. You get basically a free combo every turn with this, because you can keep pulling it back as long as it stays on field, or you just get to search out basically 4 and just have these 4 sitting in hand for wherever you decide to go in. Next, I guess because we're doing the full layout, we can do something like this. Even though I have a lot of light, I need to get the light set up in here. So we have 4 copies of the Goku. Where'd the 4th copy go? Should be 4 copies. Did it get mixed in with the Goku? Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. So 4 copies of Goku. Next, we're playing 4 copies of Bonds of Friendship 8, Android 8. So, this is probably the best Android ever. But, when you play this card, look at the top 17 cards of your deck. For a skillless battle card, add to your hand, then shuffle your deck. And auto, when a Son Goku childhood would be KO'd by a skill or leaves the battle area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KOs it. So, this card's gonna sit on the field, but with these 2 on field together, like, if they try to pop this, they pop one of their guys too. Like, it's crazy. It's fun. Plus, this allows you to grab skillless cards from your deck and add them to hand. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. So, it protects your little Goku card. Next, we're going to go into our skillless lines. So, we have 4 Trunks, 4 Goten. We're running 2 copies of Goku, and we're running 2 copies of Vegeta. So, as I said, as you can see right here, like I said, the deck does have a teeny problem with FR Goku, but we do have outs to it later in the deck, which I think can make this deck work. And again, in testing, this deck was super fun and it worked really well. And like again, like it worked way better than I expected. Like, it's one of those decks where I built it because I pulled a lot of stuff for it, and I'm just like, okay, I want to take it around with this, see what it can do, and it just kind of like worked out of the gate. It was just its own thing. If that makes any sense. So, why are we playing the Trunks and the Gotens, right? And the Gokus, and because some of the decks that you've seen on either YouTube or what's it called, DDS decks have been running this line, which makes sense because you can run into Gogeta. But we're running more into 3 copies of Quick Thinking Gotenks, which you can fuse to make. So when you're grabbing all these battle skillless cards, you can fuse into them, get them in the drop area, awaken at 6, all that kind of stuff, just like this. And we're running 2 copies of Vegito Powers Combined, which you can Union Poltara into this. So you summon these guys on the field, you Union Poltara into this, and you get to do fun stuff because you're also running a 2-2 line of like this Vegito and Vegito at full throttle. So, Quick Thinking Gotenks, to go right off the bat, has critical, pretty beautiful. You can Union Fuse into it for 2. When you play this card using Union, you draw 2 cards, and when you play this, when this card attacks, you draw 1 card. So every time you attack with this card, it's critical and you +1. If you Union Fuse into it, you +2. This deck draws so freaking much. You just have this huge hand of 0-5 combos. It's just absolutely crazy. So, Vegito Powers Combined can be Union Fused into. Choose up to 1. You can pay 2. When you put this card into play, draw 1 card. If you put it into play using Union, you draw an additional card. So again, more draw power. Activate main, you can choose 2 or pay 2, choose up to 1 Vegito other than Vegito Powers Combined in your energy with entry cut equal to or less than your current energy, and play this play that card. If you do, put this card in your energy in rest mode. So it switches out for this on turn 4, which is Vegito at full throttle. So this guy, Double Strike, Dual Attack, this card can only be played from your energy area. So it's an easy charge, which is super nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's super nice that you just have this card, pretty much you charge it. Cool, you have your blue mana unlocked. Then, when you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with Barrier, ignoring Barrier, and return it to the owner's hand. So one, this is a way to get rid of FR Goku. Not the best way. We have other ways in deck, but this can be one way. Plus, it can just bounce back other things to your opponent's hand. So you can start setting up your board, getting like a billion creatures on, or a billion characters on full field, and then you can just pop back that FR Goku and go in for game. Right? Right? That's an option. So we have the 2-2-2-2-2 line of Vegito there, and then we have the 4-4-3 line of Gotenks. So, another card that makes this deck work beautifully is Shenron, Figure of Majesty. So, obviously Gotenks has critical, right? This can give critical to something. Choose your one leader or one of your battle cards and give plus 5,000 critical for the duration of a turn. Or, the more important thing is, choose one battle card with 2 cost or less from your drop area and play it. So when you're using Union Fusing into this, when you're Union Poltaring into this, you're filling your drop area with these normal cards, and you can just rip them back and play them for free. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And it untaps 2 energy, so if you have one of these 2 costs in hand, you can play 4, untap 2, play that, go ham. Because these guys have beautiful stats. 20,000, 15,000 are nothing to scoff at. Next, we're running 2 line of Dimension Support Trunks. So, Overwhelm 3/1 cost. When you play this card with Overwhelm, choose 1 skillless battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less from your deck and play it, which we have plenty of targets for. And the card gains critical for the duration of turn. This is one of your end game cards, right? So, you play this, you play one of your skillless battle cards, it gets critical. Pretty nice. You have a Champa in here, which we'll get into later. Give it double strike and just kind of swarm the board. And again, you're usually going to be targeting your Goku and Vegeta pieces, so you can Union Poltaria into them for cheaper. Because you play 1 to bring out 1 out. If you already have 1 on field, you tap your 1 to go into this guy, and you're just ready to go. You're just ready to go into full throttle next turn. Next, and oddly enough, all these brand new cards, right? And I'm missing an old card. Again, I added this to the deck after playtesting with it a bit because I knew I needed an out to FR Goku. But we have 2 copies of Burst and Energy Bardock. So, though we have 4 Overwhelm cards in the deck, which kind of messes with the Figure of Majesty Reborning, it doesn't affect it too much. Like you'd think it would, but you fill up your discard pile pretty nicely either way. So, like, all you need is 1. You're pretty much reborning the same one over and over again. And 2, like, you can untap 2 energy, play the card from your hand, which is basically the same thing, or you can give something critical that's already on board. So, the thing about the Burst Energy Super Saiyan Go Bardock is, it's Overwhelm 4, cost 1. When you play this card using Overwhelm, it gains 10,000 power for the duration of the turn, and it can attack active mode battle cards. So this is what you go in, you drop it right after they drop their Goku, you punch into it, it's 30,000. They're not going to protect their 10,000 Goku. They're not. They're not. They barely know what you're playing at this point. And, like, it just goes in and does its job and goes home. Which is, so I guess its home is Overwhelm. We're rocking the Master Roshi Super Combo, because obviously if we're running Overwhelm, we're probably not running the Sparking. Though we can get the Sparking off pretty easily, but the 4 or less is pretty awesome, and you can be awakened at 6 and then still, like, you know what I mean? It's super nice to be able to awaken at 6, which is absolutely crazy. We're running 4 copies of Sensu Bean because you run blue, you run Sensu Bean. I mean, Sensu Bean plus balls plus, it's crazy. You're running 1 copy of Champa because you're not gonna lie, deck space really tight. I'd love to add 1 more Champa, but I couldn't fit another Champa in. So if you can figure out room to wiggle another Champa in, let me know, because I'd love to wiggle another Champa in here. And then for our negates, we're running 2 Aetorades, and we're running 2 Power Burst. Power Burst we've seen before. You can activate it for Sparking, and you can also activate it normally. But it negates if your leader's black, it negates the attack, and then choose 1 black battle card from your drop area with an energy cost of 1 or less and add to your hand. So you have 2 targets for that, which allows you to recycle these and all that kind of stuff. And then Aetorade negates if your leader is black, negate the attack, and choose 1 skillless battle card from your drop area or your warp and add to your hand. So you pull these guys, like all your normal guys, back. So between the 2 of these, you can pretty much activate whichever you need to pull back whatever you need to. And it's just a lot of recycling, which is super nice. This deck is, like I said, this deck is super fun, and I'm this is not gonna lie, this meta is gonna be super dope. With all the new skills and all the new kinds of cards, I think I can't wait to build like the Angel's Destruction deck. I can't wait to build like all the new leaders. Like I'm gonna try to build with all the new leaders. I don't know if first is the real thing, but I'm gonna try to definitely build with all the new leaders in the upcoming weeks and stuff like that, as well as other meta decks in the upcoming things, because we do have the celebrations coming up, and I am going to the one in Chicago. We also have another announcement coming to the channel. But what do you think of this deck? What do you think of this Bonds of Friendship Gotenks deck? Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. Is there any other? What is your favorite Bonds of Friendship style deck? Because there's a lot out there. There's the Gogeta variant. There's the Earthlings variant. There's the Poltara variant. There's obviously the Gotenks variant, which I mixed up in here. There's the yellow there's yellow Ginyu stuff and all that kind of stuff. What is your favorite version of the Bonds of Friendship deck? Let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, this has been another Deck Tech. If you like what you're seeing, make sure to hit that like button down below. We do Dragon Ball Super TCG stuff on the channel. We do Dokkan stuff on the channel. We do Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Dueling stuff on the channel as well. Tomorrow, if you're watching this the day this goes live, tomorrow we're actually gonna pop this little bad boy open. Usually I don't open the starter decks on the channel, but this has like 10 starter rares. This thing has 10 starter rares, so we're gonna pop this open on the channel tomorrow. Like I said, if any of that tickles your fancy, hit that like and subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. PokeRuss out. Peace.